everybody, all of you, women and gentlemen of the world. Before I get into anything, I need to profusely apologize for last week's episode. I said like 643 times, and I am so mortified. Listen, she is nothing if not self-aware. And I listened to it and I wanted to crawl in a hole and die. Just slowly and painfully, and just being brutally stabbed in every orifice of my body. I have never been so ashamed of myself, and I sound like a fucking moron, and I'm really sorry. I'm sorry to myself, and I'm sorry to my listeners. Bradley and Irina, a vagina, what's her name? Irina, who cares? They broke up. Breaking news, everybody. After 4 blissful years together, they have broken up. Now, I don't want to sound like a jealous hooker. I've never been super into Irina. I'm not even going to pronounce her name right. I'm really sorry. Irina Shayk. I like personality plus. And I think you can be beautiful and have a dazzling personality. I haven't seen that personality within her. I think, I know everyone's going to be all up in a roar. Oh my gosh, are Bradley and Gaga getting back together? No, it's called fucking acting, okay? Obviously, the timeline of both of them, separating from their significant others is, I would say a happy coincidence on the tail end of the A Star is Born ride, but they're not going to get fucking together, okay? They're actors. It's called chemistry. They're not porking. And I mean no disrespect, but if I hear Shallows one more time, I'm going to fucking shove my body in a microwave. I can't do it. Like, I don't get it at all. And I have been very vocal. A Star is Born featuring the one and only Barbra Streisand and Chris Christopherson has my heart forever. When I get ready to do something in the morning that's of value and importance, where I need to have my shit together, I get really close to my mirror. I lock eyes with myself, and then I put on Woman in the Fucking Moon, okay? By Barbra Streisand, circa A Star is Born. Nothing, and I mean nothing, will get you tickety turned like Woman in the Moon, okay? So if you haven't heard it, pause this podcast, download it immediately, because that shit is my hype song. All you fuckers listening to Rachel Platten or whatever the hell you're listening to, you need to stop. Because Woman in the Moon is the only song that you ever need to listen to. It really gets me riled in the best way possible. And Shallows just makes, I can't do it. I don't love it. Never have, never will. Thought the movie was great. Could do with a little less, like, now she's a pop star and she's forgetting who she was and she's lost herself in the business and the billboard and alley and she's dancing and she's like Saturday Night Live. It felt a little gimmicky to me at certain parts, but like their chemistry was obviously electric. I would love to have a moment of passion with Bradley Cooper. I mean, he's so hot. It's crazy. And I love Lady Gaga. I mean, I love Lady Gaga. I think she is perfect. I think she's an icon of our time. I mean, she's it for us. And I know I don't want to get stung with the beehive. I love Beyonce, but she's too contrived for me to get on board with. You know what I mean? So I stan. I just learned what stan means, by the way. I Googled it. I was really excited because I'm like, what the fuck? Who's stan? Why is he getting so much action on social media? I do stan with Bradley and I stan with Gaga, but separately, okay? Because I don't know what it says about society that we're feeding into this relationship of two people that we don't even know. Speaking of relationships with people you don't know, everybody has asked if I'm ever going to have Andrew on this podcast. I have bribed him with anal, with everything I have to offer this world, and he will not come on. It's never going to happen. I literally begged him last night. I said, Andrew, it is so difficult for me to do these solo podcasts and talk to myself, and you're actually enabling like any type of like mental little thing that I have. You don't want me to, I said to him, you don't want me to get too good at talking to myself because I could just keep going and going. And then where the fuck do you fit into this relationship. Nowhere. And he's like, sorry, babe, I'm still not doing it. I'm like, what the fuck? So he's never coming on. We are never, ever, ever podcasting together, as Taylor Swift never said. So they broke up. That's the end of the story. Do we care? Not really. You know what pisses me off about, I'm not saying this is about Irina. I'm not going to get it right. We're just give up the dream. I'm never going to say this right. I think it's really, really important for actually not just females, but particularly females, because I feel like that's just more prevalent. Everyone needs to talk about what shit they're getting done to their face. It's so infuriating, and luckily we have the internet to verify these things and do the legwork ourselves and put the pieces together, but it's so socially irresponsible to go and, fix the face, fix the tits, fix the nose, lift the brows, do the thing, and not acknowledge it. When I go under the knife, I will Instagram live it. No, I won't, but I will tell everybody because it's just not fair, and I'm so happy I didn't grow up with Instagram because I was able to hold on to my shrivel of innocence that was never there to begin with. But it's got to be so hard growing up in this culture and going through the motions of puberty and braces and acne and shitty hair and no boobs and no ass or weight gain or whatever the fuck it is. And then going on your phone and seeing these distorted realities. It's just a mind fuck. Even as an adult, it's still such a mind fuck because what you see is not reality. And how do you explain that to a little 12-year-old girl who's, going through a chubby phase with back knee? You can't. So it's just annoying when these, like Yolanda Hadid saying that her kids, I don't think Gigi's had anything done, but I think, Bella has had some shit done and she looks fucking incredible. And I'd love to know who her doctor is because, I'm all aboard. Chugga chugga choo choo. Sign me up. First class cabin. I'm ready to start getting shit done. I'm such a pussy that I won't, but I would I just like to know what my options are. Okay. And everyone should just know what's going on. I think it's really important. I am team transparency, everybody. I've never been someone who drinks a crazy amount, but even one bone dry martini can shake up my next morning. Before getting knocked up again, my secret little insurance policy was Z-Biotics Pre-Alcohol. Z-Biotics Pre-Alcohol probiotic drink is the world's first genetically engineered probiotic. It was invented by PhD scientists to tackle rough mornings after drinking. Here's how it works. When you drink, alcohol gets converted into a toxic byproduct in the gut. It's a buildup of this byproduct, not dehydration, that's to blame for rough days after drinking. Pre-alcohol produces an enzyme to break this byproduct down. Just remember to make pre-alcohol your first drink of the night. Drink responsibly, and you're going to feel your best tomorrow. July is packed with barbecues, fireworks, lake weekends, late nights with friends. Keep the good times rolling into the next day. Drink pre-alcohol before you go out and wake up ready for whatever Sunday brings. Remember to head to zbiotics.com/bitchbible and use the code bitchbible at checkout for 15% off. For some reason, now that I'm pregnant, I'm so much more sensitive to what fabrics are touching my skin. It could just be because I'm uncomfortable all the time, so I only want to wear the best, softest quality clothes that I can find. That's why I literally only wear Skims Cotton Basics. The fabric is so soft. It's so comfy. No joke. I have been a Skims fan for years and years. The products just keep getting better. I don't really know how they do it. I recently got the Skims maternity fold-over pant and t-shirt, and I wear them to sleep every single night. They're soft, they're stretchy, but they're also cute, so I'm not walking around looking just like a geriatric cow. Also, the everyday cotton boy short, I'm being 100% honest with you when I say that I wear them every day, under dresses, they're so soft, breathable, and stretchy. Shop Skims Cotton and all of my favorite pieces at skims.com. After you place your order, be sure to let them know that I sent you, select podcast in the survey, and be sure to select my show in the drop-down menu that follows. You guys know I have an affinity for Kelly Kaloran Ben Simone running in the street in her bike shorts, eating her gummy bears with her owl jewelry and her big horse in the foyer of her apartment in New York City. Al Sharpton. Everything about her baffles me, delights me. See, here's the thing about Kelly, okay? I would put Kelly in the same category as Sonia and maybe as like that girl Katie from Potomac. Like there is a certain breed of housewife that's just a little like off their rocker, but like Kelly is not in a fun way. I mean, it is fun, but she's in a more, it's like, I just feel bad for her. I get really, really nervous. And I'm not going to name names because I'm a lady, but I get very nervous when I watch my reality stories. And I do call them my stories because there is nothing better than coming home after a long day of reality, of your own reality, than sitting on the fucking sofa, getting horizontal, having a happy juice, and just fully subscribing to somebody else's reality. It fuels my soul. It's escapism. It's not a guilty pleasure if you don't feel guilty about it. I say this all the time. I think some of the most intellectual people in the world love reality TV because, listen, we need to unplug, and to stare into the abyss of the housewives it's my treat, okay? Kelly and other reality stars, I get nervous when I watch a woman on television that I feel can't defend herself and can't navigate the waters of reality television. And the first person I felt that way about was Kelly. It was like sphincter clenching. You're nervous for her. I'm like, she's not built for this. She can't get in the ring and fight, and it's just painful to watch. There's other people that are on television shows right now that they go a little blank behind the eyes. The wheels are not working. You're not in on the joke. You don't get what's going on, and it freaks me the fuck out. Okay? So I'm just going to say that. But Kel-Bell regardless, I really would love her to come back to the Real Housewives in New York. I think it would be ridiculous. She is in the news this week because she is claiming that Bethany Frankel did not care about her pregnancy issues on Scary Island. So she went on a podcast recently. By the way, note to self, book Kelly Kaloran Ben Simone immediately, okay? So she says about that Scary Island trip, she says, Bethany was pregnant the entire time and was having serious issues with her unborn child. And she's flying back and forth pretending to film with her dying father in LA, but really just filming in the car and never even saw him. And I'm like, you want me to film with a woman that doesn't even care about her kid in her stomach? She added. She's like, oh, if I have a miscarriage, whatever. She was having serious pregnancy complications, and I just didn't understand why we were there filming and why she was even there in St. John. This is the infamous trip where she's calling her, you're not a chef, you're a cook. I'm not a hoe bag like Bethany. By the way, the Golden Globes could never. The fact that that wasn't nominated for something is something that keeps me up at night, but basically weekly. She was so instigative that whole trip. And to come out like nearly 8 or 9 years later and insinuate that Bethany, especially given all of her custody issues, didn't care about the fetus inside her stomach, which, by the way, listen, I'm not an OBGYN, but is the baby in the stomach or is it in the ovaries? I'm going to sound like an idiot. Whatever. To come forward and say that she was reckless while she was pregnant is very, very, very irresponsible. And I would not want to go up against Bethany motherfucking Frankel. Bethany and Jason, I guess, had some type of an altercation in court. And this is why you don't fuck with Bethany. And that's why I love Bethany as a housewife so much, because I love watching a woman that can properly articulate herself. I get what people see in her. I like Bethany. I am a total Bethany Frankel fan. I think she's great television. Would I be scared of her one-on-one? Maybe, but I think she's great TV. I guess they're in court, and Jason's lawyer was kind of making the case that Bethany cares more about her Instagram than being with her child. And she said something like, I have to do that to pay your fucking bills. I thought that was smart. No, do we get it? You get it. This is the best part of the article. This is where the true colors get shown. Ben Simone said the feud would only escalate with Frankel should she ever return to the series. You gotta love this. I would threaten her entire brand Skinny Girl, Ben Simone said. Hypothetically, if I went back on Housewives and there was a moment where she was like, wow, I really like Kelly. Kelly Ben Simone is hot shit. Her entire brand would go to shit because her fans would be like, wait, what? We've been spending 10 years hating Kelly Ben Simone and now you like her? What? It's different from her makeup with Jill Zarin because I am the ultimate nemesis. Are you fucking kidding me right now? Oh, God. God bless Kelly Ben Simone. She never quit, girl. Never stop trying. I support you. Sharp Left, here's a fun little news story. You know, I am essentially the Barbara Walters that we don't deserve because it just baffles me that some of these news stories don't get picked up by CNN and NBC. I just don't understand because this is fucking important. A Pennsylvania woman stabbed her boyfriend with a box cutter and threatened to kill him because he failed to get her a birthday gift, according to a report. The hero's name is Georgia Zawacki. She had been drinking vodka on her 55th birthday, and she allegedly being the operative term, stormed into her live-in boyfriend David's room and slashed his arm and held the box cutter to his throat. They had only been dating. I'm assuming they're still together because nothing bonds anybody like, a death threat. They've only been together 2 months. And apparently the boyfriend, his name is David, took Georgia out for dinner for her birthday. But he didn't buy her a gift, a card, or a cake. That's what the woman reported to the police. So she clearly had a motive. I mean, in my opinion, it's totally just. He probably took her out to an Applebee's. She had a couple vodka tonics, maybe a daiquiri, who knows. She was sipping on her juice. And David reported that she stabbed him 4 times. Then she went to his neck and said, I'm going to kill you. She was very belligerent. Shit happens. It's her party and she can stab who she wants to. Apparently she was even further enraged because nobody else in her life bought her a gift. So she took it out on David. She trashed his room. She smashed his television. And then she left like a lady. She was charged with aggravated assault and making terroristic threats. Yikes. I guess the only takeaway from this story is make sure that you get a fucking gift and a card. By the way, I haven't stabbed Andrew, but one of the things that I used to get so mad about for like 3 holidays in a row, I love cards. I'm like a real weirdo about cards for anniversaries and birthdays. I keep all of them. I have every birthday card I've ever had, like in a stupid little box. Listen, she's not all ice and black stone, okay? I have a heart. And for some reason, I just really like birthday cards. Andrew didn't get me a fucking card 3 times in a row, and I reamed him. So for our first wedding anniversary, for whatever reason, I was just looking at his calendar and I'm like, when is he going to go make time to get me something? This is very unlikable. I'm really sorry. And I was convinced that he forgot to go get a gift, get a card, do anything special. So actually last year, I wrote him a very passive-aggressive, like loving, doting, handwritten 3-page love letter for our anniversary. And then if he didn't have a card for me, I had a backup aggressive card that was like, fuck you, how dare you. So I poured my heart out in the first one. And then as my backup card, we still have it. It's so ridiculous. We were crying, laughing. It was like, wow, thanks a lot, Andrew. Couldn't even take 20 minutes out of your week to go get your new wife a fucking card. Are you kidding me? What are you prioritizing in your life? Max Martin. Like, it was so ridiculous. And I went out and got it like an hour before we went on vacation. I was like, I got to go to CVS for something. And I'm in the parking lot, like manically crying and like scribbling and just like with blood all over I was freaking the fuck out. I was like, this motherfucker didn't get me a card. I'm going to freak out. But he did. He was just stealth and had it hidden in the car. So Georgia, ja fucking feel, okay? Happy birthday. Love me.
I'm already dreading mealtime with 2 Kinder, okay? There are so many feeding stages. There's too many options out there that just don't meet the standards. Luckily, I have Little Spoon, which is my personal godsend. Little Spoon is one trusted place to shop meals and snacks for babies, toddlers, big kids, all made with real ingredients without having to rethink every choice or lower your standards. Their snacks were our saving grace on the flight to Nashville. Like, I can't even tell you, just knowing that you have a meal always on deck that's like healthy that your kid's gonna love with superfoods, hidden veggies, picky eater friendly. Like, it's such a relief, okay? Little Spoon also has organic infant formula for those first bottles. Then they have baby cereal, baby blends when solids begin, first bites, first spoons, all of it, pouches, you name it. Feeding the kids doesn't have to be complicated. Little Spoon makes it easy with real nutritionally balanced meals and snacks designed for every stage. It shows up ready to go, takes the pressure off, and somehow still gets devoured, veggies and all. No artificial dyes, flavors, or sweeteners either. You know what? That's a win. I will take every time. Get 30% off your first online order at littlespoon.com/Bible with code Bible. That's LITTLESPOON.com/Bible with code Bible for 30% off your first order. Summer is full of vacations, weekend getaways, spending time outdoors. And when you're packing for a trip, the last thing you want to be worried about is your hair. Okay, that's one reason I've loved having Nutrafol as part of my routine. It helps me feeling more confident about my hair, whether I'm headed to the beach, exploring a new city, or just enjoying a long weekend. Okay, we are extension free in this house, and Nutrafol is, oh God, just my guiding light. Nutrafol is the #1 dermatologist recommended hair growth supplement brand, and it's the #1 hair growth supplement brand personally used by dermatologists. Nutrafol's hair growth supplements are peer-reviewed, NSF certified for sport, and clinically tested. Also, it's not like a one-size-fit-all approach. They have different formulas for men, women, life stages, postpartum, menopause, if you're plant-based, whatever, they've got you covered. Let your hair be one less thing to worry about. See visibly thicker, stronger, faster-growing hair in 3 to 6 months with Nutrafol. For a limited time, Nutrafol is offering our listeners $10 off your first month subscription and free shipping when you visit Nutrafol.com and enter promo code Bible. That's Nutrafol.com, spelled Nutrafol.com, promo code Bible.
I had a little martini break. We always know how well that works out for me, so bear with me. Let's talk about the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. So they just filmed their reunion. I gotta tell you something. I think New York brings it, just content. Did I just use the word content? Kill me, beat me, stab me. I think that obviously I've been very vocal that I think it's the best of the franchise. I think it's ridiculous. I think it's smart. I think it's fast paced. I think it's next level. Now, for aesthetic purposes, I think the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills is to die for. You've got Erica Jane, you've got Dorit, Kyle's really upped her game, Lisa Rinna is sensational, Brandy on last week's episode. I'm sorry, no. For me, it's a no. For me, it's a pass. I don't like when you can see desperation seeping out of your screen. It's difficult for me, and I'm sure if she hears it, she'll clap back, but like, honey, you don't want to clap back. I promise you. I'm really, really smart, and I'm very articulate, and we don't want to go there. But I thought that was just, it kind of jumped shark for, what is it? Jump shark? Is that the saying? I don't know. I love Denise Richards. She is exactly, if I could be a housewife, which I never would be, but if I had to be, I would want to be Denise Richards because I find her to be in on the joke. She's cool. She's funny. She indulges enough, but not too much where it's like, oh my God, honey, relax. I absolutely love her. She is perfect. She gets like a big ass gold star on her forehead. Bitch, Bible approved. Obviously, I love Dorit. I think she's great. Just from meeting her personally, I gotta tell you, she's fucking awesome. She's totally in on the joke. Let's talk about her reunion look with the high pony and all the clips. Jackie Schimmel is to a high pony what salt is to the ocean. I got married in a high pony. I will die in a high pony. I love a high pony. If you can't afford Botox, slick your shit back and put it in a high pony. It is the only way that I got through my adolescence, okay? Because we didn't know how to tame this Jufro. I would wet the crown of my hair, use a gravitational pull, lean forward, slick a comb with hair gel from a pump, usually bought at a Costco, and slick that fucker down. I love a high pony. It is an instant facelift. Bella Hadid could never. I love it. With the clips, the full 360 hair clip, I mean, I slipped out of my chair. Kyle is looking hot as fuck. Lisa Rinna is looking hot. These women look unbelievable to me, okay? Who is your doctor? Send them my way. I love it. I just think they're fun to watch. Erica Jane, she's fun. The whole thing. So Lisa Vanderpump did not show up to the reunion, and just by way of Adrienne Maloof, if you don't show up to the reunion, you breach your contract, you're done. She has said that she's done with the Real Housewives. I think it's time for her to go. And I know that's not popular to say. There's a lot of ride or die Lisa Vanderpump fans. And, you know, I respect you. However, when you get a housewife that starts meddling with plotline, it's time for them to go bye-bye. If you've had a problem with every single person in the cast, you're the common denominator. It's time for you to go bye-bye. 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 She's made it very clear that she's a businesswoman and she doesn't need the show. I think anybody that is dying to be on television who doesn't need the money, it's a little red flaggy to me. If you're not promoting your business or this, like, and I'm not saying that she's one of these people, because obviously she has restaurants and charities and she does great work for dogs. And I commend that. I love my little Leo more than I love literally any human being. By the way, speaking of Leo, he has a chronic yeast infection and dermatitis. I took him to the vet about an hour ago, and hence the martini, because I needed to just like drink my veterinary bills away. I have spent over $2,000 in the past 2 weeks on Leo's veterinary needs because he's so fucking needy. He needs steroid shots. You know what? He's a little Ashkenazi Jew dog, and he's got all these problems and the pollen in the air. So listen to this. He has to be switched over to raw food, which is fine. But I thought he was a pescatarian. Apparently he's not. Now he needs duck. So I don't know if in a pickle that means I'm going to have to whip up fucking foie gras duck. Like, I don't even understand how I got to this point in my life. I wouldn't do that for my husband. But Leo is now on a duck diet. So you can just factor that in. I mean, he's so fucking cute, and he's peeling and he's crusting, and I can't, and it's disgusting. But whatever. What she does for dogs and is amazing. Animals in general. Unbelievable. Love it. Support it. Die for you. Mazel tov. Could do with a few less purple, silk, rhinestone encrusted shirts. But that's just me. I could also do with a little bit less tufted, a little less pink, and a little less mirrored. It's like bougie Z Gallery. Do you know what I mean? It's just so fluffy. A lot of the stuff in her home feels like bought mitzvah rental furniture, like shipped in for a chic. Like it's so over the top. It's so crisp. By the way, do you understand that Sheena Shea and Lisa Vanderpump basically have the same bed? Sorry, I hit my mic. I got way too excited over there. This isn't really an insightful podcast, but I would like to share something with you that one of my best friends taught me recently. And I told her I was going to get it tattooed on my lower back because I think it's so genius. It is applicable to every aspect of your life, whether it's career, relationships, friendships, petty bullshit. Listen to this. Listen closely, okay? Because it makes so much sense. Be bright, be brief, be gone. Have you ever heard anything that makes more sense? I think if you can't articulate anything you need to say in 3 sentences, you got no point. Don't you think? Like sometimes excess words and excess feelings, it complicates the situation. Be bright, be brief, be fucking gone. Could you die? God, you guys, everyone needs to have smart people around them. It's so, so important. As Carolyn Manzo once said, you hang around pigs, you start to stink. Okay? So just take that with you on your journey. I thought it was important. I wanted to talk about it. I didn't know how to weave it in. So I'm just basically fisting you with it. Be bright, be brief, be gone. Some of you have been also asking about the neighbor update. Now, if you're new to this podcast, hi, welcome, love you. So a couple months ago, I was written up by the Homeowners Association because I wasn't picking up after my dog in communal areas, which is 100% true. Listen, I pay a very high premium for my homeowners fees, shall we say. And I believe if horse feces is fertilizer, why the fuck isn't my dog's feces also fertilizer? He's hung like a horse, if you know what I'm saying. So it's basically the same thing. Also, I turn a blind eye. It's not lovely to say, but it's the fucking truth. If Leo shits and I don't have a bag, or even if I do have a bag, I just pretend I'm texting, I look up into the sky, and then I walk the fuck away. I don't love this about myself. Me and Andrew fight about it all the time. We have been written up. We've gotten a few citations for it. But you know what? I'm willing to pay the $75 citation once every 8 months to not pick up my dog shit. You know what's funny is I went to a dog park a couple weeks ago, and some motherfucker poked holes. It's got to be some kid, because it was near Beverly Hills High School. Some kid must have broken into that fucking dog park and taken, I don't know, a pencil or a pen, and they poked holes through the whole roll of doggy bags. So when you go to pick up your dog's shit, you touch it. I thought that was so genius. There are two types of people in this world. There are someone that would get very, very offended by that and be like, those little rascals, motherfuckers. And then someone like me who was like, genius, salute, let me buy you a drink. I love you. I thought it was fucking hilarious. Did it kind of ruin my day? Sort of. You wash your hands, you get over it. Or you be more self-aware and you realize there's a hole in the fucking poo bag. I would have done something like that. Listen, I was held gunpoint when I was 15 years old for ding dong ditching. Have I told this story? Probably, but I'm going to say it one more time. So, let's see, what was it? 15 years ago? I was 15 years old, which is not great. It was a Sunday. It was Father's Day. I was at my aunt and uncle's house, and we were having a barbecue for Father's Day. Things got stale. Me and my cousin went through the garage. She had a bunch of those bitty babies, you know, the American Girl dolls that were the babies. And she had all the colors of the rainbow. She had the Asian babies, the black babies, the white babies. So we thought it would be super funny to go, around her neighborhood and leave the fake babies on doorsteps. And then we were crawling through the back hill. We were throwing them in the backyards. This is probably not great to say given the social climate. By the way, if you haven't seen Busy Phillips, speech, deposition, I don't know. You got to go watch it. I cried my fucking eyes out. It's so important. I try not to get too political on this podcast because this is very much a place to escape and laugh, but it's really, really important. It's not political. It's really just if you have a vagina and you care about your vagina, you have to go be involved and you have to kind of take a stance at something, because I don't need crusty old white dudes making decisions about me and my body and my vagina and my future. And it takes two to tango. And there has to be insertion by a man, and we're the ones that have to carry it. And it's our burden or gift or whatever. And we ultimately have the decision. So if you haven't listened or you haven't watched Busy Phillips going in front of, Congress or whoever, please go watch it. The end.
Being ugly, fat, and poor has really given me a new perspective on wardrobe. Now that we're deep in the swampy summer months, I've been focused on lighter, breathable fabrics that still feel effortless and chickadee chic, okay? Elevated basics can be tricky to find, but I found some of my absolute fave pieces on Quince. They focus on high-quality essentials like breathable linen, soft organic cotton, washable silk, but without the luxury markup. I have so many pieces from Quince. It's kind of a joke. The cotton cashmere sweater, it's perfect for layering in the evening. Throw it over your shoulders. Oh my God. Is she in Europe or is she at Trader Joe's? We just don't know, okay? All of these pieces are just top quality and priced 50 to 80% less than similar brands. They work directly with ethical factories. They cut out the middleman, so you're paying for quality and craftsmanship, not brand markup. Elevate your summer wardrobe. Go to quince.com/bitchbible for free shipping on your order and and 365-day returns. Now available in Canada too. That's QUINCE.com/bitchbible for free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/bitchbible.
Back to the fake babies. They're made of plastic, okay? And by the way, they're very expensive. It could have been a gift. So don't write any fucking letters. Me and my cousin got bored. We went around her neighborhood. We were throwing the babies, the fake babies, in people's backyards. We were wrapping them up in their bitty baby clothes, and we were leaving them on doorsteps. So she had a new neighbor that moved in a couple blocks up. And we were just, and by the way, this is all at like 7:30 p.m. Like the sun had not even fucking set. And we were just so bored. We like went in we used to ding dong ditch all the time when we were kids. And we had like outfits. We had like these army outfits that we bought that we thought were funny. And we put black under our eyes. And we were just two fucking idiots. Is it embarrassing that I was 15 doing this? Yes. I was a late bloomer and I was just annoying and embarrassing. So we drop off one of these babies on the doorstep, okay? And we would leave it, we'd ring the doorbell, we would go run and hide in the bushes and wait for whoever lived at the house to come open the door and see like, oh my God, there's a baby on my front doorstep. And then they would realize it was a fucking bitty baby, probably valued at least $129.99. And they could have said, thank you for this gift. So we were watching this. The house that we ding dong ditched did not answer the door to our knowledge. So it was my turn to go retrieve the baby. So I'm going up the driveway. I grab the baby to bring it to the next house. Okay. It happened to be one of her Asian bitty babies. By the way, woman of the world. She had every bitty baby. We are a very inclusive family. We love everybody. I'm walking down the driveway and out of the motherfucking side yard, this man comes out the side with a fucking knife and says, get the fuck on the floor. He's like, get the fuck on the floor. I'm like, oh my God. And I'm just in his long driveway. We are in a very nice, like suburban, upper class track home community. Okay. I'm 15 years old. I'm shitting myself. I'm squatting on this driveway. He's like, who the fuck sent you? I'm like, oh my God, so by the way, crunch time, genius over here. I'm like, oh my God, I was just looking for the people who ding dong ditched me. And I just saw them run up here. And now I'm screaming because the guy has a knife in his hand. I'm like, I'm going to die in a residential suburb. Like this is so tragic, and I'm wearing camouflage, and this is just like not exactly how I thought my life was gonna go. My life is flashing before my eyes. My cousin Claire hears me screaming, runs down the hill, and says the same thing. So we're totally simpatico. She's like, oh my God, the ding dong ditchers went that way. Now we're just like fully committed to the role. Like we're victims, we're whatever. Meanwhile, I'm holding this fucking baby by its leg, this fake bitty baby. The guy goes, get on the fuck, you come here too. So now he's summoning my cousin to come sit down with me. He's like, who the fuck sent you? We're like, nobody. I'm like, I'm in student council and I'm a summer camp counselor and we were just trying to be funny and we're so sorry. As this is happening, we're both hysterically crying. By chance, some dumbass teenagers come speeding down the hill and throw a beer bottle outside this guy's house. He's like, are those fuckers with you? Okay, long story short, he calls the cops. They take photos of us. They make us write down all our information. I was smart. I think my cousin gave all her real information. I was like, my name is Tessa Sue Rosenstein. I gave the wrong address. I was like, I'm not giving this crazy motherfucker any of my information. Turns out they had just moved from San Francisco, escaping a hate crime. They were Asian. We happened to leave the Asian baby on their doorstep. They thought it was a fucking hate crime. We had never met these people in our entire lives. The cops came. This is all on Father's Day, okay? They file a report. The guy ended up having to apologize to us. We're 15 years old. We were just, ask around. Everybody got a fucking baby. We were being inclusive, if anything. It was the craziest shit ever. Is this translating? I mean, this really, really happened. I hope this is doesn't make me seem like a fucking moron, which I am, but it was so innocent and it was just like a series of unfortunate events and oh my God. But I really saw my life flash before my eyes. It was crazy. And then we ran home. We escaped after the cops came. And I mean, I was laughing so hard for like an hour and a half. Well, anyways, we don't have to go into it. It's kind of a dark time, but it's funny in hindsight, but not really. And then there was just always this weird tension with the neighbors. Then we'd be walking the dogs and we'd be selling like fucking Girl Scout cookies. We're not going to those people's door. Ah, yikes. When you think of Jackie Schimmel, I think it's natural to be synonymous with Mother Teresa, Dalai Lama, Oprah. You know, I'm just the gift that keeps on giving. I give and give and give until I can't give anymore. And then I put my nose to the grindstone and I just think, what else could I give? And this week, I would like to give you the gift of song. And fortunately for you and your eardrums, I will not be performing. I would like to share with you guys a gorgeous rendition of Grandma Gloria's greatest hits. It's a classic. It will lift you up. It will bring you to tears, probably not in the way that one would anticipate. It is gorgeous. It is stunning. Lady Gaga could never. You're welcome. Make sure you give us 5 stars on iTunes. It's really, really, really important. The Brendas of the world are dragging me the F down, okay? Share the love, spread the word, and you know what? Just be the best you could fucking be. Hit it, Gloria.
I just called to say I love you. I just called to say how much I care. I just called to say I love you, and I mean it from the bottom of my heart. I know I used to sound better, but just called to say hello, thinking about you. Love, Grandma.